Welcome to our first episode of Real Talk, Cheap Talk. I'm your host, Tasha Melville, and we're here with our two analysts, Kyle Schillenford and Ludolph McLaughlin. Real Talk, Cheap Talk is a mini segment of Talk is Cheap, where an analyst simply states whether a topic is real talk or cheap talk.
And being the first episode of Real Talk, Cheap Talk for season 2, Ludolph, you better get ready.
Moving into our first topic. Derrick Rose has been out for 6 games with a hamstring injury, and now both his ankles are out. Real talk, cheap talk. Rose has doubts about continuing his NBA career.
Well, I started off, it has to be cheap talk. This is just the media trying to stir up, some, distraction for Rose. I feel he's doing the best, for himself. He's making a decision for himself, and that's the first time he's doing it, because he's not going to be the same Rose, the MVP, season Rose. But right now, the Bulls have a good thing going for them with the new addition of Paul Gasol. So Rose, if you want to be 100% to the start of the playoffs, for the playoff run, you have to think for yourself. Be a little selfish. So Rose, it's not doubting. He's just trying to be safe. Cheap talk.
Once again, the bandwagoner is back. You see, we're talking about Derrick Rose, and he wants to bring in his guy that he likes, Paul Gasol. Stop feeling sorry for Derrick Rose. You were the one to talk about stick a fork in. Derrick Rose loves basketball, and he's going to continue to play basketball for as long as he wants to, and he's going to continue his NBA career. That's what he's been doing his whole life. That's what he enjoys. That's what he loves. Once he gets back into the flow, gets past his hard times, all these struggles that he's going through right now, he's going to be back to that fun, lovely person that his teammates love, his coaches love being around. Derrick Rose is the man, and this team has a chance to go far, and Derrick Rose is not giving up.
So, moving into our second topic, real talk, cheap talk. This year's NBA Christmas jerseys are terrible.
Man, this is definitely real talk. The NBA has been trying for 2 years now to spice things up, put a little change, build a new tradition, but it just hasn't worked. And these jerseys have the first name on the back with a little white covering. It's kind of tacky. I don't know where the style comes from. All this money they invest into designing and fashion. Come on, NBA, you can do it. Fix it.
Mr. Real Talk, I gotta say cheap talk. The jerseys are terrible. Last season, they had a problem with the jerseys, having sleeves on it. Now they took them off. So what's the problem now? I don't see no problem with the designs. They look good to me. First of all, if you go into the store, you're buying a jersey. You know it without. You're buying a jersey. If it says LeBron on it, if it says LeBron, you're buying it. They're not terrible. They're all okay. So for you to say it's terrible, what are you, the fashion critic? This is not a fashion show. We're here to play basketball. So it doesn't matter how good or how bad these jerseys are. You just got to play them and perform. And when we watch TV, we want to see a performance. We don't want to see a fashion show. So I have to go with cheap talk that, these jerseys are not terrible to me. So if you go on NBA.com,
buy for the name.
Yes, buy your LeBron jersey because you want to.
Okay, ladies. Let's move into our next topic. Real talk, cheap talk. The triangle does not work for Carmelo.
Well, I know I've been somewhat of a Melo fan from time to time, but I am real when I need to be, and this has to be real talk. He doesn't fit the triangle. Why? Because he's not Jordan. He's not Kobe. First of all, Jordan had wing shooters on the wing as well as Scottie Pippen to assist with the triangle. Then Kobe had Shaq who controlled the post. And that helps the triangle. Right now, Carmelo doesn't have anybody. He has Dallenberg at the center. He has J.R. Smith, who's a streaky shooter. He has Hardaway. So none of those players are passive. So, especially Melo. So if you're not going to lead by example, the triangle can't work that way. So I have to say, real talk, it doesn't fit Carmelo, and Phil Jackson and Derek Fisher just needs to let Carmelo do together.
So where did you find it in yourself to say something bad about Carmelo?
I didn't say something bad about Carmelo.
Anyways, so Carmelo does not fit the triangle. This is real talk. I think it has to be some type of facilitator, somebody that's willing to pass. The triangle has 3 people that are close by each other, and they have to set pick and rolls and make space that way. Because it's 3 people on one side and 2 people on the other that are supposed to make space. And Melo has to be a facilitator and a scorer.
Moving into our next topic, real talk, cheap talk. Jabari Parker is overhyped.
Well, I gotta go with cheap talk. He's not overhyped. He's just settling himself in, because it's a young core with Brendan Knight, with John Henson, with Larry Sanders, a lot of young players on that Bucks team, as well as Jason Kidd, being a new coach. So right now he's averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds per game. He's still the front runner for Rookie of the Year because Wiggins is not, proven himself yet. So you got to be cheap talk. He's not overhyped. He's just, trying to get his feet wet to start the season.
I think this is definitely cheap talk. Jabari Parker, he wasn't the one that was supposed to get all the hype. The first pick in the draft was Wiggins, and Wiggins is the one that they expect to become the star of the draft. So I think his hype is right now is where it's supposed to be. He's averaging 10 and 5, like you said, but it's early in the season. He's going to progress. Big men take longer than point guards and guards to develop. So as the season goes on, he'll get better, and we'll see the Jabari Parker that we saw at Duke, that was a baller, McDonald's all-star in high school. So just give Jabari some time. I think the hype is just about right for him right now.
So you're 100% sold on Jabari Parker being Rookie of the Year? You wasn't?
I'm not sold on him being Rookie of the Year. I'm sold on him being a good, consistent player.
Well, in the show that we had, the last show, you did say he was going to be the Rookie of the Year.
Going into our final topic of the night, real talk, cheap talk. The Lakers have finally hit rock bottom.
I think this one is quite obvious. I think Kobe's face explains it all. Yes, the Lakers have hit rock bottom. This is real talk. They are 1-9. I know they won a couple minutes ago, but 1-9 is the worst start that they've had since 1926. That's almost 100 years. So yes, the Lakers are an organization that's used to winning. They've had great players, great coaches, great people just all around the organization come through and do a lot of historical things. Kareem, the names go on and on. Shaq. So the Lakers being 1-9, Kobe struggling, the team struggling, a lot of injuries. Yes, the Lakers have hit rock bottom.
And I have to agree, it's real talk. They're below rock bottom to me. Why 1-9 to start the season, and there's no production from Carlos Boozer, from Jeremy Lin, who they brought in this offseason. Kobe's frustrated. You can't drop 44 on the Golden State Warriors and then still lose. Boozer probably had about 10 points. Lin's sanity, 0 points. So they need to get it going, because you don't want to frustrate Kobe for the whole season, because if you think 34 attempts is bad, he might even boost it up to 56 attempts the way the Lakers are playing. So he's going to, have to try to change his game, at least probably be a little selfless, and probably, facilitate more than, what Jeremy Lin is not doing. They've hit rock bottom. I hope they can get out of it and make it a good scene in the West.
Okay guys, so this concludes our first episode of Real Talk, Cheap Talk.